It was an ordinary autumn afternoon when Anna noticed something unusual about her cat, Milo. Normally content to spend the day napping in sunny corners of the house, Milo seemed strangely restless. He meowed insistently, tugged at Anna's scarf, and darted toward the narrow trail that led into the woods. Puzzled but intrigued, Anna followed. The fading sunlight filtered through golden leaves as she hurried after him, wondering what could have provoked such urgency in her usually languid companion. At the foot of an ancient oak tree, Milo finally stopped. There, hidden among damp leaves, was a sight that made Anna's heart ache. A tiny owl, its feathers disheveled and one wing hanging awkwardly, lay trembling on the ground. The little creature's wide amber eyes reflected both fear and pain. Kneeling gently, Anna wrapped the fragile bird in her scarf and pressed it against her chest. She carried it home, whispering words of comfort as Milo trotted beside her. That evening, she named the owl Oliver, a name that felt both noble and tender, befitting a life she now hoped to save. The weeks that followed became a quiet but extraordinary journey. Anna fashioned a soft nest inside a wooden box, feeding Oliver carefully and cleaning his wounds each day. To her amazement, Milo assumed the role of guardian, curling up beside the box and keeping watch with almost human concern. Slowly, Oliver regained strength. His eyes grew bright, his feathers sleek, and he began to perch on Anna's shoulder, observing her every movement with a curious tilt of his head. Their unusual trio brought warmth to Anna's modest cottage. What had once been a quiet, solitary life was now filled with laughter, companionship, and the delicate rhythm of healing. But nature, Anna knew, would eventually call Oliver back. When the day came, her heart was torn. She had grown deeply attached to the little owl, and the thought of him struggling alone in the wild filled her with dread. Yet one crisp morning, as frost glazed the garden, Oliver spread his wings and took flight. He circled above the cottage once, as if in farewell, before disappearing into the horizon. The silence that followed felt heavy. Days turned into weeks, and Anna resigned herself to the thought that Oliver had become only a memory. Then, one chilly evening as she read by the window, Milo's sudden cry made her rise quickly. She stepped outside into the dusk, her breath caught in her throat. Perched proudly on the garden fence was Oliver. But he was not alone. Two small owlets huddled close against him, their downy feathers glowing softly in the twilight. It was as though Oliver had returned not just to visit, but to share the life he had built, a life made possible because one woman and one cat had chosen kindness on an ordinary autumn day. For Anna, it was proof that compassion does not vanish into the wild. It multiplies, and sometimes, it comes home again.